Hi everyone, thanks for joining today's call. Our first agenda item is to look at the current spring ticket and get updates from the team members. So it's my understanding for the CDM dispensary form as well as the health center form, someone already updated the changes based on the last testing feedback. And I know that we already clarified for the one new concept that's going to be put on the next version for the revision so that testing can start. So from CDM team, can you share your plans in terms of like testing those two forms?
Thank you, Ella. I think what we decided today.
Can you guys hear?
Both dispensary and center is basic doing today, and then hopefully on Monday morning we'll come up with basically the final on the way forward, and hopefully from what we already have, we expect very minimal changes because there's not going to be much changes in terms of concepts and major changes. Just I think. Check.
Perfect. So you guys will share the, will let us know how the testing goes, and then hopefully there's not much changes and ready for rollout.
Yes, Ed, I'll do that.
Awesome, thank you. So the next ones are the three forms for the Big Pig programs. They are the costing questionnaires and social network survey, as well as the updated registration form as well. So those three forms, I think they're ready for testing. So Derek, do you know if it has been arranged for the testing?
Yeah, we managed to upload the form yesterday. Yeah, of which the LAC team, the Big Pig team, did test together with Survey, and some number of comments were made, of which Survey has updated again the form today and uploaded it on the server. I've just downloaded it a few minutes ago before this call to my phone and to one of the devices that Vitaly Lorango has. And so far we've not had any comments yet. The only challenge we have is we've had RS busy yesterday and today they're out in the field. That is the other big team is busy out in the field. And we agreed that we'll do the major testing tomorrow. So I've reserved my comments based on the last comments that were made on the device, such that we can be able to give the comments as a pool or as a whole big team. So I think Monday will be the feedback on the testing of that.
Okay. So let us know how the testing goes, and then hopefully there's. I know that from the yesterday Big Pig call, they suggest that to add the refuse to answer or no response answers to all the questions. So I think that is something need to be done by Vitalis side to update those form and also the form key so that we can make the changes as well. But we will need those changes from the big team. So Derek, can you work with Vitalis on those?
Yes, Ed, I'm noting down here as he's to do. He's supposed to update the form keys.
Yes.
And yeah, for that costing questionnaire.
Yeah, both the costing questionnaire as well as the network survey. Yeah.
Okay.
So to add the responses of refuse or don't know or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. And then there is another ticket is the is for the device management and security ticket, and I know that Derek and Robai did some testing today. So Derek, do you want to share an update on that as well? Derek?
Yeah. So as I was testing, my comments are on an email and on the same ticket. Lastly, I've done also testing on using Nexus device. I was not able some to get Nexus 7 device, but I used the Nexus 4 device, and my response is I first registered the device without using the unique ID or the registration key, and I got an error that the device could not register on mUzima on 5 attempts. I've shared that particular error on an email and together on the ticket. Two, I registered also on Huawei Ascend Y210 without a Gmail account, and I could get the error, the GCM error, account missing error.
I think that is the correct behavior, right?
Which is correct.
Yeah.
I also registered the same device, which is Huawei SN120 with a valid Gmail account without a unique ID, and I got an invalid sender error. Then lastly, I did register the device with a valid account and also registered an individual on the server, JA1, and inserted the unique ID on the device. Then I was able to register the device successfully on the server. Unfortunately, what I was not able to do was to unregister from the server side and register the device from the server side. I was not able to unregister because I understand that unregistered the device is supposed to remove the device from the server side and the message to pop to me down back to the device, but that was I was not able to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So to address the question that Robai had suggested that do we really need, was asking that do we really need to create another ticket based on the same as has, that is the error based on an invalid sender error, just like ticket 396. So I would say, since we know the outcome of each of these particular tests, and we know that the unique registration, the unique ID or the registration key is needed, we don't need to create another new ticket for the same. That's my thought. Thank you.
Eric,
Yes, please.
this Sam.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted you to create a new ticket for one reason. When you get invalid sender based on the unique ID, that is a wrong message, that is misleading. So while basically the app should not register on the server, it shouldn't give you that message. So that message should purely only display if you have an invalid Google account.
Yes, so Derek, can you?
I hear you, Sam. Thank
Yeah.
you for the heads up. What we'll do is, from your point of view, we will create that particular ticket. Now that we understand why we need it. Thanks.
And then something else. I got a message from Lawrence.
Yes.
And he was trying to register the old Slim 7 tabs.
Yeah.
And ASUS phones, and I think he was getting a problem with those ones.
Yeah, that is true. He gave it to me, and I also tried, but it could not go through. But I cannot substantiate. My network was not very stable. I would say, let me give my comments about ASUS devices on mail, because let me do one more test with a stable network.
Okay, fine. Maybe you can help him to test, and then in case there is a need, you can communicate.
Thank you.
What I suspect is that you don't have those device types on the server side.
The device names?
No, the device type. I'm sure we don't have ASUS.
Okay.
You can just confirm, so that could be the reason. But you test with him and then let me know.
So can we add the device type?
First test with him and then let's start from there.
Oh, thanks.
I think Ada got dropped. Now she's back.
Okay, she's back.
Yeah, sorry guys, my connection got interrupted. So are we still on saying that create a new ticket for the issue that Derek was reporting earlier?
Yes, Eda, the agreement is we create a new ticket.
Oh,
because
cool.
of the reason given by Sam.
Okay, cool. So those are the tickets that that we'd like to discuss for the current sprint. Is there other comment or question before we move to the next agenda item? If not, I would like to share the logging discussion that a few of us have a week ago, and then want to share with the team and then get feedback from everyone to see whether this suggestion would makes sense for everyone. So right now,
Is anyone speaking? We can't hear you guys.
I cannot hear any either.
Yeah. We can hear both of you guys. I think Heda has a problem with her connection.
Most probably.
Oh, she's back.
to this, then doing the initial wizard setup. So that means we're not installing. Are you guys there?
Sorry,
excuse me, Eda. Maybe would you come back again, because we could not hear you at all from this side. You got dropped, I think.
Okay, I can start again.
Sure.
So I'm talking about that. So we're suggesting that to have a separate APK, and then for this logging mechanism, and then it's going to serve as a plugin for the mUzima core APK. During the initial wizard setup, we're going to add a additional step to ask the user whether they would like to install this logging or not. It's the same way that we're asking the user whether they want to install the barcode scanner or not. Do you guys hear me so far?
yes.
Okay, cool. And then if the user say yes, he is interested in installing the logging, and then it will prompt to to install this logging APK, as well as to get the logging status, whether it should be on or off from the server, because we're going to have the control on the server side by the system administrator whether this logging should be on or off. If the user chooses not to install this logging during the initial setup, and then you will finish this initial wizard setup, and then later on they say that he or she would like to install this logging, it's going to go to the setting the same way that go to the settings, and then you say now I want to install it, and then go through the downloading of the APK, and then the syncing of the logging status from the server also happen. And then so far I want to get the feedback from everyone whether this workflow makes sense, and you have like critique or suggestions how to make it better. Anyone? So it's pretty much the same way that we handle, to whether to install the barcode scanner or not during the initial wizard setup, and also if not, you can like add it, through the settings the same way. So is this so there's not much like surprises. It's a very similar workflow. So is it okay for everyone? Or you have like suggestions or critique on this part?
Looks okay for me.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Okay. And then now, in terms of like, because like when start logging, so we're logging all the activities, what's going on the device side. We might run into the challenges that maybe there's a storage issue. So Sam suggested that on the server side, it has the options like for the admin to set that the first warning of like minimum storage, if it's like less than a certain percent, and then it should give like the first warning, and then every so and then by the incremental storage warning as well, and then the minimum storage that if the logging will stop functioning, because we don't want to bog down the device activities. So that is the approach that Sam suggested, that the logging warning and also the stop the logging activities. Is it okay with everyone, or do you have other suggestions or thoughts about that? In terms of logging warnings would start to prompt, as well as the logging activity will be stopped. Anyone?
So, Eda, assuming, just a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Lawrence.
Assuming I've assigned a device and the set limit has been reached on the server side, and hence the logging stops. How about if I still need to continue doing like capturing logs for a particular user?
Because of the storage, limited storage spaces, we don't want that to happen, to continue, because you might have like important activities. It might like kind of like bog down your device, and then pretty much cannot be functioning. So it's really so the way that we're suggesting right now is more generic, and then the different implementation, they might have different standards, so that it can come up with what percent of the. So like on my device, if it's like less than half a gig of storage space, I will get a warning. And then if it's like less than like 0.3 gig, I pretty much cannot download any new applications or download any new data online. So that's how mine behave, and so that it just like save enough space that for like the minimal to run, for the Android running and all those things, to not to create challenge problems for your device, actually even to function for the basic stuff.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, I don't know if it makes sense or not, Lawrence.
It does.
Yeah, and also I want to point out that since when we want this logging also to work in offline mode, so that's why once the logging app is downloaded, as well as if from the system side, from the server side, that the logging status is supposed to be on, and all this metadata will be downloaded to the device side, so that it can also work during the offline mode. So internet connectivity is not required.
Okay.
I think now the questions, I think it's more like a discussions here, is that what is the best way to send those login information back to the server, and what format it should be stored. We would like to get feedback and discussions from the team. Like for example, like now you have a lot of logs, they have a lot of logs on your device. What would the best way to, in terms of when, like is there like any criteria it needs to have in order for this login to be synced back? Should it be incrementally synced back, or it should be all or none? Or another thing is the login messages. If it's like a lot of login messages, how is there like a better format that for those login information to be stored in the server side, so it's more like readable and usable format? Anyone? So this is more like open discussions for everyone right now here.
Maybe Eda, another question to add on that is, when will this, or how would you send these particular logs on the server? Now, question is, would it be sent during synchronization or during submission of the form?
Yeah, that's exactly. I want to get like a discussion here from you guys. And also, like for example, if it's like the logging information would be also synced back once when there's any synchronization action happen on the device, or only certain thing, or it should be separate. And then if that's the way, and then we need to wipe the previous the login information because it's already been synced to the server. There's like all these things. I just want to get like a discussion here, open discussions. Just feel free to share your view. There's no like right or wrong answer. I think we just want to open up like a discussions and then get some ideas from the team. It would be great to hear from the Institute students on this, to see your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, so do we have a rough idea of how much data let's say for an average user, how much data that would be logged?
I think it depends on the activities, right? Sam, do you have an idea?
No, I don't think I have an idea on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there are two levels of logging. There is mUzima itself, internal logging.
Mm-hmm.
I think that will be pretty minimal. But there is external logging, and that basically that will be huge because it depends on what we want to capture.
Mm-hmm.
So that will be huge, but I have no idea how huge that will be.
So can we have this logging mechanism on the logging on the server side? Can we also add that whether the system admin want to log only mUzima activities or all activities?
Yeah, I think it has to be a setting
Mm-hmm.
on the
Yeah,
server.
I want the setting to be in control on the server side. That's how I see it.
Sure.
Yeah. Should we make it like for this first version to say that can we make the assumption that if the setting is mUzima activities only, the logging should be synced with any synchronization action happen? Since it's very small.
Yeah, I'm thinking that may be tricky. On one thing,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we'll be syncing, so I think that is part of the question you're asking. But based on where we'll be sending those logs, then we'll need to discuss whether we need to expose two URLs within mUzima or we need to expose one URL.
So what would be other options, Sam?
My first take will be if you do mUzima logging,
Mm-hmm.
you would have it on the device, but the implementation admins need to know that they need the plugin to upload those logs elsewhere. I wouldn't want mUzima to sync anything that is not basically its core functions.
So how about if does it mean that you want to have a separate sync call function for logging synchronization only?
Yeah, that's my take.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at how we would place the sync feature for the logs. Would we attach it to settings? So that you can have a checkbox, just like a checkbox to do automatic upload of the forms to the server, so that one would check if he or she would want the form, the logs to be submitted to the server or to be synced to the server. Are you guys on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, sorry, I'm back. You guys there?
Yes, we are.
So I was just asking the logging APK, so I assume those data also get wiped out, right? and how can we avoid that?
Sorry, Ada, we didn't get your question.
So like you remember that our assumption now is the logging is going to be installed as a separate APK.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say that the logging stat is supposed to be on, and then all this logging activity is already happening, and then later on, without syncing those logs to the server, the user uninstall the logging APK from the device. Would those logs be wiped out? And if yes, how can we avoid that?
Yeah, I don't want to go on that. I would wish to have the members contribute on that before I make my comment.
Okay, yeah. So I think this is like a good discussions for all the members, especially the institute students.
Yeah. Okay. I think there are mechanisms to kind of lock devices or restrict users from accessing settings, so that they shouldn't be able to uninstall application. Because even with the mUzima APK itself, if you give users access to settings, then they can, for example, clear data, and therefore we would lose any data, whether it's the data we collect from forms or the logging. So I don't know. I think for the first pass, maybe to make it easy, we can rely on restricting access to settings. That is Android settings.
Yeah, and maybe just more on that end, I think there is one ticket under DMS. It's requesting that before you uninstall DMS, you sync everything that is in that is within DMS to the server. So that will still be an option before the plugin is removed. Files that are within the plugin are synced to the server, and only after it's successful, then will the app be removed. So whether by a user or an admin, that will be a safe way.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, I like that approach. I think we should do the same for the mUzima core app as well, because I don't think we have that.
Yeah, I think the discussion we had earlier long ago was we didn't want to have that within mUzima. We wanted DMS to do it for mUzima. I think that is something that is supposed to be done within DMS, so that if you want to uninstall mUzima, then DMS will need.
So if that's the case, so we can also have DMS to do it for us on the login. Is it the right assumption?
Yeah, sure, because the plugin will be part of mUzima. So if DMS protects the entire mUzima domain, the plugin will also be protected. Yeah, that is like the broad idea.
Yeah, then I think that sounds good to me. Just wonder if other members have other thoughts. We are very friendly. It's okay to feel free to share. Yes.
I would say it's a nice thought. But what if I want to use a different device manager, for example, to lock my devices different from mUzima manager?
So I think maybe we can document. I think in terms of that, I think maybe we can do a documentation saying that the risks and limitations, and then also recommendation of complementary applications. That's what I would suggest. I don't know what other people think.
I agree on that one.
Yeah, because I think the goal is that we provide kind of like a package that we offer with different options, and so that they should work well, complementary each other. And but then if the implementation decide to use something different, and then we list out the risk and limitation, and and then they can decide which option works better for them. That's how I see it. Yeah. So would that be a good assumption?
Yeah.
Cool. So now go back to the question of I think Sam suggests that they should have like a separate sync call sync synchronization to the call to sync the log to the server side. And now the another question is there a particular format that those information should be structured or formatted so that it will be usable? Or if for the first part we don't want to deal with that right now, I think that's fine. But then how those should be stored? Is this like in a file system or in a database or in what?
Okay, file is better. Hello, it's Noah.
What's that?
Yeah, it's Noah. Health informatics. I think
Hello.
storing in a file would be better in terms of saving space, other than pushing database. That's my take on that. Yeah.
Sam, do you have any view on that one?
Yeah, I think it's two-way. We'll need to, depending on what we are logging, it's two-way. So we can do both. We can do both database and file. Yeah, so I'm just trying to look. Even if you look at like the most common database systems, there is some critical logs that they want to give to the admins, and those most possibly will be in the DB. And then there is the detailed logs that will go to the file system. But I think for the first pass, we can have everything on the file system. Then as we keep learning on what is needed more often, then we can push those to a database.
So if we if we save it as a file system, how is there a way that we know that this log belongs to which user, and then by this date, because they might have like different logging files, right? Depends how often they sync the logs.
Sure.
So we also need to have the versions of the logs for the same user or the same device.
Yeah, I think we need someone to spend some time and create a structure for us. Because I think we will have like 4 spaces. So we have the user space, we have the device space, we have the time space. We need someone like spend some time and create something for us on that.
Yeah, and I also want to get the I also want to get the APK version or the Android information, the Android version information, so that it's easy for us to analyze.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we agreed just to collect the minimum information about the user, the device, the Android version, the APK version, and then also just have the log as a file and then do analysis before we know what exactly the format that we need. Is that a correct statement?
Yep.
Okay. Anyone else have suggestions or comment in terms of the logging piece? I would like to get everyone's feedback so that we can write a nice a design documentation so that we can create tickets and do the development soon. If there's no more comments or questions on the logging, we can move to the implementation update. I think most of those already covered during the sprint updates in terms of the dispensary form and also health center form testing and rollout. The same for the big pick costing questionnaire and network survey for testing and testing. Except those, is there other updates from CDM team?
And just to mention, I have one clinical officer in Kisumu. From my conversation with her, she has around slightly over 60 forms. For some reason, she can just not upload. So I do not know if it's a network issue or her approach on the upload. But I would plan to do a visit to her. But she's one of the new entrants, one of the new users ever since CDM. Like, she's the most recent person with issue device. So I'll try to figure out what the issue is once I visit. Otherwise, we're doing okay.
So in terms of the error resolution, is it an ongoing activities that you guys don't have any issue?
Yes. It's ongoing. We probably have like 20, between 15 and 20, I guess. Those are from the most recent upload I did from one of the clinicians. So I think those will be cleared within the week or early next week.
Okay. Let us know if there's any unusual payload, and then we can take a look. How about for Derek? For Big Pick and also Lark, is there any other updates?
No much update. What we're doing is we're going to do follow-up of the CHWs to make sure that that particular data that is required to have been captured in prod captured. And I talked this morning to get some help from Rotich. So I'll be going out with him such that we can be able to visit two streams at one time or two community leads at one time. And we hope that that one will work much better. And we expect some more data to come in. Based on Big Pick, just like I reported earlier, we appreciate that Big Pick has come in and we are doing testing for their forms, and we'll give detailed feedback about the costing form next week on Monday. And for the survey, we are waiting for him to give us the latest. Thank you.
Oh, I think it's already available. It's been updated before the call. So the network survey is available now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And in terms of for the Lark, let us know what you guys found out in terms of the low encounters, and observations in the production server. It would be nice to get a sense, for example, if you visit 3 CHW and actually how many forms actually on the devices haven't been synced, so that it would get a good sense, like if that is the real reason why the low encounters and observation in the production server.
Okay, thank you. Maybe one quick question. There was the feature, the new member notification feature that Raj had requested sometimes back, and we gave them a timeline that we needed some time to work on the data cohort. How far is that?
It's part of the mobile clinical decision support, and I believe it's still on the design phase right now. Sam is taking lead on that. So we don't have any updates or like a good estimate right now.
Okay. Thanks.
So I think like that would be good if you can really find out what the real reason is for the low numbers in encounters. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, it's. I'm getting nervous. I don't know about you guys. I get nervous.
Yeah, but hope the numbers will go up because LAC is starting follow up, whereby all the RAs will be involved in it, and I was requesting them as they go for follow up, they could take in the CHWs together with them, such that they can have ease in movement to specific households.
Okay.
I hope that one would work better.
Cool. We'll hear the feedback from you guys.
Yeah, I hope also that the administrative issues are being ironed out, hoping to work.
Thanks, Derek. So those are the implementation updates. That's all on my agenda items. Is there other topic or updates anyone want to share or bring up?
Hello, Ada, it's Noah, Health Informatics.
Yeah, hey, Noah.
Hey, we talked with Dr. Martin about purchasing fingerprint scanners for the research project. And he told me to inquire from you. So I just wanted to let you know that I'll be dropping an email about.
Yes, I saw the email. So I think it will require not just the scanner, but also the software, the license. I can send those information to you that what I purchased for a different project, and then I think you will need the same license purchase for your use. So, and I can also give you like a price code and information, and then Kimboi can work with to get the procurement approved and all those things before we make the purchase.
All right, thank you. I'll be waiting for that.
Sure.
Yeah, Eda, you can share the same information with me too. I would appreciate it.
Okay, sure. I can copy you on that.
Yeah. Maybe one more question. I can see the group is growing or the community is growing. Maybe we will be forced to group together so that we can be able, all of us, to join the calls.
So are you suggesting like maybe have like a dedicated room so everyone can join in the same location?
Sure.
I think we can check. I can check with MPAP Research to see if there's room available for us. If not, we can check with the institute to see there's a room we can use from their side. Whichever make more sense for you guys. Do you guys prefer to be in the MPAP, the new CDM building, or in the institute? Do you guys prefer to join the call with Simons and all in the institute office, or to be in the CDM building? Simon, do you guys have the dedicated internet now, or still using the data?
Yeah, we are still using that, but we hope to have it soon.
Okay.
So if those guys feel like they want to join us, I think they're welcome.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, if the group is getting bigger for the institute, maybe we can get a projector and also like a Bluetooth speaker so that people can sit far from the screen, they can still participate. Okay.
I think we should be aiming at that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I can still offer my infrastructure know-how in making sure that the building has the right connection. I think I'll talk to Kemboy about the same.
Okay, cool. So hopefully we will have dedicated internet for the institute office so that it'll work much better. Good suggestion, Derek.
Yeah.
Thanks, Derek.
Go ahead. It is and we can wrap up the call a few minutes